reopened briefly, but then with the uptick, we kind of shut down again. So I was seeing that. And more importantly, we do have an internship program for these vets to come through as they work, and we pay them to do these landscapes. So a lot of times it's a stepping stone for them. It's not like this is their career choice, but they're in a time where they're in between. They don't know what they're doing. They just lost a job or something happened that set them back. And which is very common with veterans with PTSD. They'll get going, but then there'll be something, and then a few items will happen in their lives, and it kicks them back down. And that's why it's difficult for them to have employment, and that's why they get disability, because it's hard for them to keep their momentum. As soon as things happen where it's hard to cope, their coping mechanisms are they're not strong enough, and they kind of give in to the PTSD. And many of them go out to the woods for 2 weeks and just live in the woods, and nobody knows where they're at.
Yeah, so my brother told me about that. Yeah, my brother lives in Washington, and he said they go up to the hills and you don't see them, and it's really really sad. So, do you have training programs and classes that you're able to conduct, or have those been shut down too?
No, we still are working with the vets because we only have like 3 guys employed at a time. So we're still doing our landscaping that was deemed essential employment. So we haven't stopped at all. We can keep our distance pretty much, and we're outside at a landscape. So I'm the only one that will be in contact with the homeowner. Mm-hmm. So we've been able to manage that, and we're still doing that. And the big thing is like they need to have a purpose. Everyone needs a purpose. So even though they can get by on their disability, I really strongly recommend that people have a job, even though it's tough for them to maintain employment. We are more forgiving with that because we're trying to help them work with that and get through that. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it is an opportunity for them, but to also bring them into what I call the tribe. We're building a tribe. And as I see, veterans can be very guarded, especially ones that were overseas, in that they don't trust people because that's how they're trained. You can't trust the surface of what you see there. So they're very guarded, and you have to earn their trust. So I am doing that now. They know that I'm in their corner, that I'm there. I care about them. I will go the extra mile to help them out if I can. And then they start coming around. Even after their employment may end, they still become part of the family, and they still come around and help out. And some do go on, because I am always encouraging to be on your own. Landscaping's not hard to do on your own. You need a truck and some tools. And there's so many people wanting that help. So another vet that we went through a very tumultuous period where he was dealing with his PTSD, had a home invasion that he had to meet head on, 3 thugs in his home. And this is after he's been out of Iraq for 10 years. Whoa. And so he tailspinned, but he came back around, and I never lost contact with him. And now he's doing very well, still part of the family, but now is going off to another business with his brother. So it doesn't necessarily mean we're training you to be in horticulture. I would hope that people would grab on to growing their own food. I think COVID has shown that we have that need. You can see the shortages. Right. So it's a great therapy for the whole family to grow your own food. So we promote that too, not just employment, but for people to learn how to just grow their own food, whether it be in pots or the backyard. Everyone can grow something. And how therapeutic is it to create life like that? Plants are life. You nurture it, it grows, Well, that's therapeutic.
Yeah, the other thing that's interesting is that in working with the vets, when they're injured, when they've got mental stuff going on, they've got access to a lot of drugs. And sometimes they get boxes delivered to them. But I see that you're also offering healthy meals, medicinal herbal teas, and alternative therapies. Are they open for that?
They are. Actually, many of them want to get off the drugs. many that have come to me there, but they have to be careful with that because you can't just go cold turkey. That's when
Right.
you have that's when they're, things go kaflooey.
Right.
So what I promote the medicinal teas, and we are venturing into that to create, because there's a lot of subtropicals that we could grow that are very beneficial for pain, for sleep, for anxiety. So we are venturing into that so that we could have a product line, hopefully, that we could sell. And that already, especially one herb, it's called Tulsi or holy basil. Yeah. It helps with sleep. It helps with pain. And my guys were all about it. They couldn't get enough of it. That's great. So I'm trying to get them to do these things. They love the teas. And we do a VET REC, which is an event where it's just for veterans and their families. And it doesn't mean to exclude anyone, but to bring that camaraderie in. There's a certain bond that when vets are around a lot of civilians, they clam up. I don't mean to be rude to anyone, but it's very beneficial to just have an exclusive thing with just vets and their families, because they will open up to one another, knowing that you did the same thing I did. You had the same experience. And so we like to bring other alternative therapies like Reiki or massage or Tai Chi or something like that. And so that is very therapeutic for them, and that offers them other avenues for them to partake in.
Well, I think the other thing, and I think Kimberly, you can address this, because Kimberly deals a lot with healthy food, and it's all about organic, and it's all about, if they're growing it, Kimberly, you help teach people how to, and you've.
So what I do is I teach people the healing information that's in food, similar to the herbs and all of hermetics and medicine started with the healing information in food. So I don't just offer a watercress salad. I might educate about the healing information in watercress. It sounds very, I love what you're doing. So can people in our holistic community then contact you if they have a skill that they might want to share as a volunteer to your vets?
Absolutely. I'm just you talking. I'm like, okay, well, I got to sign you up.
I love it.
Because we are venturing in, and a lot of vets are coming back to me saying, like, I just had a vet was working with me, and he said I couldn't, because the drugs all have side effects, and they won't take away all your anxiety. They just take it to chill off. So, and he was saying how he told his doctor, I don't want to take these drugs anymore. I'm going to go holistic. And he started exercising and eating better. And, I don't want men in general. I know my husband was like this. They like meat and potatoes, and they just don't care about the salad so much. And those kinds of healthy foods are very good for your brain. Those two. So that would be great I'm not, I don't delve into that medicinal side of food, but I know it's there, and I eat healthy, and I know that I feel better all the way around when I'm eating healthier. So we definitely want to promote that too.
Yeah, I think that'll be a great connection, Kimberly. So that's cool. Very cool. Oh dear. We actually, Kimberly does like a 15-20 minute thing for our holistic community right before our Zoom call, and it's so inspiring that it just really, you want to eat healthy when you listen to Kimberly talk. So I think that's a great connection for the two of you guys. So Camille, I want to ask you a question. We're now down to the wire, and just can you tell us how people can get a hold of you, and let's go from there, and then we're going to have to close off for today.
Okay. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity. They can reach us either through our website, operationecovets.org, or through our Facebook page, Operation Ecovets, or our email is admin@operationecovets.org. That's ECO for ecology.
ECO. Yeah, great. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And we hope to hear from you some more in the future. This has been really informative. So we want to invite our listeners to tune in and hear some more from Camille. Thank you so much for joining us today, Camille. It's been really informative. So excited to see what you're up to. And we want to really support you in going forward.
Thanks again, Patricia. And I definitely, we do a farm tour and lunch. We're going to be doing box lunches in the fall, but I'd love to have the Holistic Chamber out to come out for a tour and lunch. So maybe we could organize that.
Absolutely. We'll do that. All right. All the best to you. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning into our show on societybitesradio.com. Don't worry if you've missed a show. You can find them all on our website at SarasotaHolisticChamberofCommerce.com.